Many of you know who you are or think you might know. Seek him for the answers so he can reveal it to you, and he can reveal to you who you are. You need to ask him. Just as Yahweh has his elect here, Satan has his former generals and ranking officers with him being born in human bodies as well. And they're possessing humans and manipulating governments and militaries on top of it to serve him. He also has his own seed line operating on Earth. The war is on between the Creator and the created. Many billions of people are caught in the middle, and there are those who we must try to reach for the Most High, especially those who claim the name of the Lord and then sit in Satan's churches operated by his generals, who I call the beast prophets. We can reach a third of them, but it's a huge job, and probably only a remnant of that one-third will actually stay faithful to the Most High. Most are drowning in errors and false doctrines, and they're miserable because they don't know who they are. How many people are born and you just feel like something's different, but you don't know what it is, and you can't peg it, and you can't finger it. And it's a pretty big job to wake up the elect and the bride to get them ready for these last days. Because the war is on between the Creator and the created. And like I said, just as the Lord has sent his vessels of honor, those from the past, to be born here today on earth as humans, Satan has done the same thing. He's done the same thing. Look at some of the leaders in the world today, and they are actually some of his generals from the past operating in human flesh today. They're generals from his past. A lot of his ranking officers were allowed to escape judgment, and the Lord allowed it because he was going to use them to test mankind. If you've got a question or a comment, you can give me a call at 260-356-2611. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. That's 260-356-2611. It's also listed on my website. If you go to my website and you don't see it, just hit refresh, reload, because I posted it there before the show started. I have to take the number down during the week because otherwise Steve gets hounded with phone calls all week long for me.
Sherry?
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you also let the people know that if they're on a very poor cell phone connection, that it makes it really tough?
Yeah, if you're on a cell phone connection, folks, try to get to a landline phone to call in, because some of these, the reception, I can't hear them, Steve can't hear them, listeners can't hear them. So you need to call in. If you're going to call in with a good reception on your end, at least. At least, I know that sometimes they sabotage receptions and all that. You know how it goes. But, yeah, try to call in with a good connection. And the number is 260-356-2611. I'm going to get into some of this other part then about the article I wrote earlier, Angels in the Flesh. And this is the part one, and this is the information I'm just going to go through in between callers. It's always been the battle of good and evil, folks, and it never stops. It's not going to stop. It's been a perpetual war from the time you were born. Never mind the war has gone on for thousands of years behind the scenes in a realm we can't see. It has always been a war, and it'll always be a war for your soul. Few people understand the depths of it. Fewer even realize their own role in it. A concept once understood, it has been buried during the church age. Knowledge once taken for granted by our Hebrew forefathers, now vehemently protested against by the church age false prophets, put in place and influenced to keep the people of the Lord dumbed down and clueless. What is it they don't want us to know? And that's this whole thing about never being able to really grasp the spiritual realm around us. Spirits are not only souls, but spirits are also a name for angels. For example, Zechariah 6:5, and the angel answered and said unto me, there are the four spirits of the heavens which go forth from standing before the Lord of all the earth. We know them through the book of Enoch as Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, and Raphael. And these are the same angels, folks, that the Omegans have mimicked. And you'll read in their own garbage that they send out to the people. And what's even worse is you can go to any one of these prophetic forums now on the internet and see the same thing, the same garbage being spit out by those who call themselves the Lords, and they'll talk about how, Gabriel visited them or Gabriel gave them a vision or a prophecy. or Uriel, and now Raphael's going to get big. You just watch for this one, because they just started talking about Raphael over in the Omegan camp, so it's not going to be too long before this Raphael makes it over into the Christianity camp. And also Michael, Archangel Michael, and that one's getting big too, because Archangel Michael is just another name for the Omegans, who have many names for their Most High God, and Haton is one of them. Archangel Michael is another. And in their reasoning, Jesus is subservient, the real one. Theirs, subservient to Michael, the archangel. It gets confusing because they use all biblical names, the same as we do. And of course, we know that Jesus outranks everybody. Yahushua, who died on the cross, outranks them all. Sits secondhand beside the Most High. But the Omegans are using all of these angels, and they're sending them down to earth to channel spirits. It's all these New Agers who are into channeling. And what's happening is this is crossing over into the church crowd, these prophetic crowds, and they think they're hearing from the Lord, but all they're doing is channeling these same beings, these same spirits that the New Agers are channeling. And so it's getting to be a really undiscernible mess out there for most people. I can usually read something and in 2 minutes know if it's of the Lord or not. And then I get everybody on the internet, what makes you think the Lord, you're the only one the Lord talks to, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you know what, folks? I'm not the only one he talks to. I just know what isn't him. I can tell you in 2 seconds what's of him and what isn't. And anyone who knows the Lord can do so. Because he doesn't channel spirits. He doesn't, Gabriel and Michael and Uriel and Raphael, they're not talking to the Lord's people today. And this is becoming rampant, and it's going to get worse, just like the prophet Yahwehs are going to be coming out of the woodwork now. Soon I got this one on TV calling down holographics from the sky with courtesy and thanks to Nellis Air Force Base and their personnel. But now we've gotten even another one coming out, calling himself the prophet Yahweh, and this is going to be rampant. This is Matthew 24 coming alive, In the beginning of Matthew 24, it says, many will come in my name, saying, I am Christ. And these Omegans, they love to say, I am. I am Jermaine. I am. They have that all capitalized, I am Sananda. They love that I am thing. It's the whole New Age movement, And it's going to become rampant. And of course, they've got the bribes in place. Oh yeah, you'll like this, Sarah. We're going to put $75,000 in your checking account once a month, and your work week's going to be reduced from 40 hours to 20 hours. Just join our system. It's coming, folks. Listener line 260-356-2611. Go ahead and give me a call. Now I get on rabbit trails. Let me get back into some of this information about how...
Sherry?
Yeah.
You have a caller.
All right, go ahead and put him on.
You're up, caller.
Hi, Sherry.
Hello, how you doing?
Pretty good. This is Joel, your book cover designer.
The what?
Your book cover designer.
Hey, how you doing?
Arizona.
Joe?
How you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Pretty good. I was just listening to you talk about that second article that's Angels in the Flesh Part 2.
Yeah.
And remember how I asked you through email?
Yeah.
About the queens. I know you couldn't really say anything about it, but is that something you're going to, reveal later on?
I knew that's why you were calling.
Uh-huh. I know you say your lips were sealed.
Yeah.
But, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything. I'm just wondering if maybe later on you're going to reveal that.
I might. I'm seeking the Lord for more information.
Uh-huh.
And as he gives me more info, he may let me speak some more on it.
Uh-huh.
This is something that he's been showing me over 2 years now. And so I finally felt led to sit down and try to put it in some kind of, writing it out.
Right.
Writing it out so people could understand what it was that I'd been seeing for 2 years. And it's very hard because you realize how many mistakes you make. Just you go back and edit.
I know you want to get it right.